Hey guys, I'm Matt the Woodshed Barber, and today we're talking about the LoPRO FX clipper and trimmer. So I got the LoPRO clipper and trimmer about 14 months ago, late February, early March of 22. And now it's late April of 23, and I've had a lot of time to really, get into these and see what I think about them. So let's kick this off talking about the design. And honestly, I think that was the first thing that was on Babyliss's mind when they started this project, because Babyliss has always kind of done stuff against the grain. Pun intended, sure. But they've always done stuff against the grain. They have the flashlight handle of the FX clipper and trimmer both. They have that kind of a humpback design that's on the Lithium FX, which they did an older version of that before too. But this is, I think, the first time that Babyliss has gone with a very traditional clipper shape. I mean, it is very inspired from, the Senior, the Magic clip that has those grooves right there at the bottom. And, with click lever and included with that, which I'm not sure, but I think Babyliss was the first to do that. But overall, a great design. It has that low profile lid to it that has probably about 1/4 of an inch to 3/8 of an inch less shelf on that top part than a Senior would. And that thumb indention. The thumb indention is so key to the comfort of this clipper. Design wise, I think that they knocked it out of the park. It's very comfortable in the hand. And as far as the trimmer goes, I'd say the same thing. The trimmer, same kind of design, has the little finger grooves underneath, the thumb rest right there in the middle. To me, it's way more ergonomic and way more comfortable to hold than the regular FX trimmer, me personally. I love the way these feel. The design on both is fantastic. It has plenty of blade exposure on the trimmer. So design, I would say that's a 10 out of 10 for the design. Power. Talk about the power of the LoPRO FX trimmer and clipper. The clipper, plenty of power. I will say it is a slower motor, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Lower RPMs is better for bulk removal. That's why you see lower RPMs on your detachable blade clippers than what you see with your magnetic clippers. So plenty of power in the clipper. The great motor, I will say it's a little loud for my taste. This is just me talking with it. And it's not that it's too loud, it's just that it's kind of an obnoxious loud. And as you move through the clicks, you can hear a little bit more of that. So that's the clipper. Trimmer wise, same RPM, 6,800 RPMs. And it's definitely louder than the clipper. If there's any big fault I can find in the trimmer, it's this. It's a very loud trimmer. But plenty of power, also great for removing bulk because of the power that it has. So that's the power. So now it's time to talk about the main part of any clipper, any trimmer, and that's the blade. The blade is the main reason that a clipper works good or it doesn't, or a trimmer works good or it doesn't. You can have all the RPMs in the world, all the power in the world, but if you don't have a good blade on there, it doesn't matter. Now this is, to me, a place where the clipper falls dramatically short. Now the moving blade's fine, but the steel blade, it comes with this wedge blade, and I actually usually do not keep it on here. I put it back on just for the purposes of showing you guys. It has this wedge blade, and the wedge blade it looks like it wants to be a taper blade, but not fully committing to it. I don't understand the purpose of it. That change in the back right there is not enough of a change to really make a big difference as you move through the clicks. The blade that I've been using most with the LoPRO FX has been the Fusion blade or the Vapor blade from Stylecraft Gamma. I've also used the taper blade from Stylecraft Gamma. The Babyliss Pro taper blade, I have used it as well. I am not the biggest fan of those because I feel like they're a little bit smaller in size, and because of that the guards will rattle more. So far the blade is the big saver for this thing. Finding a good blade for it is going to make you love it or hate it. Now, I have heard people talk about in the barber circles putting the Filthy Blends bracket on here and putting an Andis blade on here, which I would love to do, and that could save this clipper for me. But right now the Filthy Blends website is sold out of the Babyliss bracket, so right now that's a no-go. As far as the blade for the trimmer goes, the trimmer comes with the DLC Deep Tooth 2.0 blade, and I think it is an amazing blade. It mows through hair, it grabs all of it, it leaves a solid line. I couldn't ask for a better blade. Now I have heard some people complain about it, say that they'd rather put the Gold FX blade on there, but so far I think this trimmer just comes great as is when it comes to the blade. Now we can talk about blades, we can talk about the way it holds, the cost of it, all these different things, but what really matters most is the performance of the clipper. When it comes to the performance of the LoPRO FX clipper, I'm not too pleased with it. I think it has the power, it's super comfortable to hold, and even though you can find different blade options for it, I still find myself going to other clippers first. And I can't really say if it's because it sometimes has an annoying noise whenever I'm working with it, but I think the main reason is the throw of the taper arm. That click, yeah, it has all 5 clicks, but it doesn't move as much as I'd like for it to move. And so because of that, I don't go to this clipper very often, especially with companies like Stylecraft and Gamma throwing that stretch bracket in there with it, with their clippers. I feel like this just falls short for me. And so I think that this clipper, until I can maybe get that Filthy Blends bracket, is going to be going into my reserve drawer. So that's the clipper for me. Trimmer wise, the performance of the trimmer, I dare say, is near perfect. It's a little loud for my taste, and that's the only thing I can say about the overall performance. It does get loud, and so because of that, I do not use it on kids. But as far as like balding out, I can bald out with it perfectly good for my bald fades and leave a good bald, guideline. I can leave nice crisp edge ups. It is real gentle around ears and stuff like that. Sometimes, randomly, sometimes it'll pull whenever I'm trimming the neck part of a beard. But besides that, this trimmer is, I rarely give overall stars out, but to me this trimmer is 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10 is a stretch, but 9 out of 10 is what I would say this trimmer is. It's very easy to hold, it's super comfortable, and it's my main go-to right now. Now when it comes to cost, and that's a big factor for a lot of you guys, when it comes to cost, you can get this clipper for $179. Now, that's a little bit much for me, and I think that you might be better served going with, if you're gonna get this size clipper, you might be better off going to Stylecraft Rebel. You might be better off just going to a senior and then doing different blades with that senior. To me, the cost of the clipper is not really what matters to me on this one. The big cost of this is for the trimmer. Now the trimmer comes in at $149. That's a great deal. At $149, you are getting a top-notch competing trimmer, and you can get the set now for $300. They do have a gold version for $279 and a rose gold version for $279. I didn't check the prices on it, but they do have the influencer editions now that come in like a fire red, a powder blue, and a canary yellow. And I have heard that they have done some augmentations on the clipper to fix the problem with that taper arm. So maybe that's going to be a whole lot better. But I haven't got my hands on that yet. Can't say for sure. That's what they're claiming. So as far as improvements go, this is Rant Time.
You know what really grinds my gears?
I think it is about time that Babyliss dropped this whole notion that, oh, we'll develop the charging bases later. It's not that big of a deal. They can wait 8 months, which is what I had to wait for the charging bases for these things. And yeah, I did get them. I have them right here. 35, 30 bucks, something like that each. That is for whenever you're paying for a premium product, you should get premium accessories, not just a screwdriver, a cord, and a little booklet.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And call me crazy, but this is the only company, the only major company left in barbering that's not getting on board the train of just including the docks. Include the charging docks. No more leaving out the charging bases, all that stuff. Come on, Babyliss. You've got to get on board with this. It is about time that you stop holding off on your barbers. Stylecraft does it. Gamma does it. Caliber does it. Even Wall, who for the longest time, you just plugged it up and that was part of having a cordless senior. They came out with it, and now their newer clippers are coming with the charging docks. Andis does that. Oster, who does not care about barbers at all, are coming with docks. Babyliss is the only company that doesn't do this. I don't know why. It just seems like it should be simple to include that. Is that so crazy? Is it so crazy? Is it so crazy that you can incorporate charging docks with your clippers? If you are claiming to be the big dog of barbering, please stop shortchanging your barbers. Okay, rant over.
Okay, a simple wrong would have done just fine, but
I feel better now. Okay, that's better. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that review of the LoPRO FX from Babyliss. I've enjoyed making these videos for you guys. Please hit that like button down below, subscribe, and I'm going to be bringing you more content here soon. Thanks. Have a good one.